Thank you for tuning in. I want to start with an experience that I had. It's an experience that was difficult for me. So I recently got this great opportunity, and this opportunity will allow me to advance where I want to go or where I need to be. So in order for me to advance to get there, or for me to accept this new job, I had to leave my old job. Now you're probably thinking, you're like, oh, what's the problem in that, right? You're advancing, you're going somewhere new. This is probably loads of opportunities for you. Yeah, I get it, but still, this job was something that I love to do. As I mentioned before, it was a job of mentoring. So I work closely with people, and that's what I like to do. I like to invest in people. But at this particular moment, or this particular time in my life, I had to leave that because I had to think about moving to somewhere else that was a different position and greater. Now, yes, it was change, but it was also leaving one place and going to another. So the meaning of I was comfortable, I was having fun, and I was doing something that I liked to do. But it came time for me to go somewhere new, a place somewhere new that I could achieve more, do more. Understand, change is not easy. I also want you to understand, in times in our lives, we may have to leave a comfortable setting. Times in our lives, we may have to transition from a place that we are scared to transition. So let's run through it. Why do we not want to do change? Why are we not willing or accepting change? One thing it could be is fear. Fear grips us. So we're scared of the unknown. We're scared of what to happen. We're scared that we might lose our jobs. We might lose our place. We're scared to stumble. We're scared to fall. So when you think of those, when you think of that aspect of that part of transitioning, that part of change, we then begin to question ourselves and doubt. Another part is of that we talked about, right? So the first is fear. The second part is we're comfortable. I tell you, for me, in my position that I was in, I was comfortable. I was flexible, I was loose, and I saw just having a place where I didn't have to worry about things. I knew things were coming up. So I knew I couldn't afford certain things. I knew I couldn't get more things, but in the position I was in, I was comfortable, and I didn't mind being comfortable. So I was comfortable. You might feel comfortable. I felt fear. You might have fear. The also thing that we can talk about that comes in our minds is, right, situations that we gone through before. So in some other incidents, that field might call it trauma. In other incidents, some of us love to say, no, it's learning from my mistakes. So the mistakes, we worry about mistakes. That's also in the fear of transition, and also on the line of change, why we don't do it. Because of the mistakes we made in our past. Now, I'm not trying to say or trying to vouch for any mistake, but what I'm trying to say is not to be scared of those mistakes. You learn, you grow, you move on. So what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to bring to the table here, or what I'm trying to bring in today's episode and conversation that I'm having with you today, is the same way that I overcame is to simply tell you, and we're here to tell you at Igniting Pathways, don't be scared of change. Don't be scared of transition. you have got to fight against that, because the next step that you may go is something greater. The next step that you achieve to is somewhere higher. Your path and along the way that you're going brings you to new heights and new levels that staying in that same place wouldn't bring you to. Fear. Fear is a good thing. That is to let us know that we are still human. We are human and we have humanistic traits. That doesn't mean that because we're fearful, that doesn't mean we can't try it. That just means we're embracing the next step. We're embracing that next level and we're willing to go that next step. And I want to guide you to that next step. Igniting Pathways is here to guide you if you have trouble or you feel fearful about that. Comfortability. You've got to fight against that comfortability. Because comfortability means I'm at a place that I don't want to move and I'm okay with not moving. Stagnant. We don't want to remain stagnant. We want to embrace life and in that enjoyment of life. Now, I'm not trying to say we're not going to get in a place that's not going to be where we're at a place where we're loving what we do, because I talked about this before. You're loving what you're doing. You're mentoring somebody else to do what you do or what they love to do. You're passing on into civilization of how to enjoy what you're doing. But the comfortability I'm talking about, most likely around this realm, you know what other word comes to mind? Laziness. We don't want to move forward because we know it's going to be work. We don't want to move forward because we fear rejection. We don't want to be pushed back. And that's that comfortability I'm talking about, where you control what happens. And sometimes not being in control is okay. Pause. What I mean by not being in control is okay, I'm not talking about, let whatever happens to you happen to you, go like a car and just let go of the wheel and don't try to get control. Do not get that confused, because that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fear of trying to control everything so you miss out on opportunities. That's what I'm talking about. Don't miss out on opportunities. Seize every moment and take every opportunity that comes your way, because you never know what that opportunity brings to you or brings you at a new height of where you're at. The other thing I want to talk about, or the third thing that we talk about, is mistakes. Man, do we make a lot. And man, do we wish that we didn't make a lot. Yes, we do. If we could go on not making mistakes, can you imagine? We wouldn't learn. There was this movie, it's called National Treasure. I think that's the name of it. And it's National Treasure, either one or two. Jack Nicholson plays it. Not Jack Nicholson. So Nicolas Cage plays in Treasure Hunt 2, or whatever the name may be. So I remember this movie of where Nicolas Cage said about Thomas Edison made about 100 mistakes. And when Thomas Edison was to give that remark back, that comment on that mistakes, he said, I didn't make 100 mistakes, but I found 100 ways of how not to make a light bulb. So in that same instance, learn from your mistakes, because you learn different routes to not go to. You learn different routes to stay away from. And guess what? This is a big part of your path and a big part of your life, because of the very sense of you can teach the next person how not to make that same mistake. And that person will thank you for it. That person will get to see and avoid that stumble or avoid that rock. We fall. But you know what the thing about falling? We always see if there's an extended hand to pick us up. We always see that extended hand. And remember, I talk about that in RAS. One of the S's is support. Well, that's why you have support in that place. So when you do fall, your hand is always open and your support system or your support person is there to lift you up. Man, I tell you, or I tell y'all, that transition and that change in my life made me think. And I was like, gosh, should I make this? Should I stay in this position, comfortable, fearful, and knowing the mistakes I made? Should I stay there? So what do I mean? I'll take a I'll take a particular situation just to be more relatable. So I had this job opportunity. So I left this other job and I went to another career. And this career was supposed to be promising. It was supposed to help me make different things. This is what it was supposed to do. As soon as I left the job that I was comfortable with and I went to this other job, about a month, 3 months later, I lost that job. And me sitting here, I was like, man, why did I take that opportunity? Why did I do what I did? Man, I should have stayed in comfortable. I was in a good place. I was learning. I enjoyed it. And man, can I tell you, did I learn? I learned what a horrible company that was. And I learned when I go into another organization or I go into another place, the right questions to ask, what to look for. So what person around me or what people or what leadership, what are they doing that I saw at this last company that was horrible? And that was supposed to be, and I need to realize that so I have an exit ticket. So I create an exit ticket to leave. That's what that taught me. And that situation I'm grateful for. Because the other joyful thing that happened in that situation, that I was let go from that job, I went into coaching, which I love to do. And I had fun. I had the most fun that I ever had being an 8th grade coach because I got to teach kids the skills of basketball. And that was more rewarding than that other job. So what I learned, if you're following me, what I learned is that, hey, what to look for in a job, what to seek for in bad leadership, what to look for that I should stay away from the mistake I just made, and how to find a rewarding job that's going to give me the same energy, give me the same drive that I had with coaching, that give me that same teaching capability, that gives me that same mentoring capability that I enjoyed and that I love. It was awesome and fantastic. And every day that I woke up and I went to that coaching job, I didn't care. I just loved doing it. It was the fun of teaching kids the skills of not only basketball, but the skills of life. How to control the game, how to watch out for the game, what to look for in your defense, how to get around your defense, how to get around tough breaks. And you know what? If you're not good at something, practice. Always put into practice and always put it into the game and never think that you can't do it. Never back down. It's the same encouragement I give to you. Never back down. Never stop because of change. And if you're in trauma and you're worried about the fear of different things, well, let's work on it. Let's talk about it. Listen up and see how you can defeat that. Never be scared of change and always be welcoming to transition, because igniting yourself and launching yourself along this path, you're going to stumble. You're going to find rocky places. But again, as RAS is put, and that support, when we talk about RAS and we talk about one of those S's is support, you will see the benefits of how support is and security. You will see those. And you will acknowledge that, and you will see how much of your support system helps along your path. And you will see, as long as you place RAS with you, you will achieve anything that you want. And when I say anything, our main goal is you igniting yourself to the passions that you have in life. And you don't remain just a dream that you have.
Hi, Drew.